This is our new 2017 Pivot. The Pivot has been our bestseller for the past 2 seasons, so I think that's a statement of how well received and how much people like it. And I think the reason why so many people like it is because of how versatile this kite is. This is a kite that you can truly do anything on it. You can jump really high, you can ride waves, you can free ride on it. It's a very easy to relaunch kite. So if you're like not sure of what type of riding you're doing, or you know that you're both riding twin tips and waveboard and foils and you just do everything, then you know that with this kite, you're covered. You got everything you need. The key reason of why this kite is so good is it's a lot of things combined, but I think one of the key reasons is the general shape of the kite, and it's got a medium aspect ratio, which is a little higher than some other maybe free ride kite out there. And what the medium aspect ratio does, it makes a kite that's just more performing. It makes a better low end. It makes it glides better when you jump. And then the other thing that really makes it so accessible and easy to ride is the amount of D-power. We got a lot of D-power on that kite. And we have a bridle system on this kite called the ABS bridles. And what the ABS does is it allows the toe point, the point where you connect your front line on the bridle, to move forward when you D-power your kite. But we only stop it where we know it's the limit when you sheet it in. And so what it does is it prevents your kite from backstalling, but at the same time it lets it have a lot of D-power. So it's almost like having a fixed bridle. So you get the good point of the fixed bridle, but at the same time you have the extra D-power of bridle with the pulley. So that's really key. And then finally, what's really awesome this year about the Pivot is that it's made out of our new Quad-Tex material. The Quad-Tex is a material we've been working on with our partners in Japan. They're called Teijin, and Teijin is the best in the industry to make material. And what I did for this material, I went to them and I was like, we need to make the best material ever, the strongest and the stiffest material. To do this, what we've done is we made a quadruple ripstop on the material. And what the quadruple ripstop does, if you think of the old material we had, it's like a thin yarn that's being weaved, so it makes a matrix of material, and then every few mm we have a ripstop, or some have 2 ripstop right there. What we have right now, there's so much ripstop in the material, so you can look at it the opposite way. It's kind of a weaving of ripstop, it's a matrix of ripstop, and then in between we have the thin yarn that's making a filler, so you have the material. And so what you have a material that's a lot stiffer, a lot stronger. Like the lab tests are showing that we're 30% stronger than any other material out there. And if you compare it to some other suppliers, some other brands, we're up to 70% stronger on the pull test. And if you look at the test also that we've done on the seam, wherever there's stitches here, same thing, we're 30% stronger there. That means the material itself is just better connected. All the yarns are better connected to each other. They're stronger to each other, so the stitches end up being stronger. And the good thing you're gonna feel is right away when you launch your kite the first time, you're gonna feel a kite that's a lot more reactive, a lot stronger, a lot stiffer. I like to say it's brighter and crisper. You feel it right away. You put in your bar and you feel the kite just boom, right away answering. So when you're gonna be kiting, you get a kite that's just overall better because it's gonna be, responding faster to your input. It's gonna be stronger when you crash it, and you get the best of both worlds.
This kite is pretty awesome. Even like if I go on a trip, for example, and I want to do all sorts of riding, this is the kite I'm gonna bring. You can ride it with your twin tip boost, you ride it with your waveboard, and one of my favorite features on this kite is that it doesn't matter what kind of wind it is. You have a lot of places I personally travel to, or maybe at your home spot, where it's a bit gusty, and this thing just absorbs everything. It makes riding so much easier. You sheet in, sheet out, and it is not going to yank you off your board, and it's just a super fun kite to ride with, and you can even jump it pretty big, and that's what I love about this new Pivot.